welcome back to the Big Sister Podcast, coming from a little sister. In this 6-episode series, we're going to dive into how to take care of your mind and body when advice from social media can be really overwhelming, especially as a young girl, teen girl, and a girl going into your 20s. So today we have a special guest, Bella Zambudo.
Hi, thank you for having me.
She's here to discuss being more positive and self-talk for this episode. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a sophomore. I'm a double major in Common Org. I grew up in Concord on the east side of Charlotte and have 3 older brothers.
And what's your special interest, your talent that you do here at Brevard all the
I'm
time?
also a photographer.
She's amazing.
I'm getting pretty good.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to talk about being more positive and self-talk. I think self-talk is something that everyone struggles with, whether they want to admit it loudly or not. And I think sometimes the mind can be a really dark place, and it can be really hard to learn how to kind of fight against your mind in that, of learning to take those negative thoughts and turning them positive to eventually just having more positive thoughts. So let's start off with the first topic, the struggles and benefits of replacing negative inner dialogue with positive self-talk. So we're going to start off by just kind of putting our own opinions and experiences out there with that. And then we're going to dive into TikToks and Instagram like we did in the first few episodes. So, like I mentioned, I have a lot of kind of personal context with self-talk. I feel like it's something that I've struggled with in every aspect of my life.
Yeah, I completely agree because me personally, I didn't think self-talk was a thing. I crave recognition from other people, not really, me in my head, oh, you did so good. I don't believe myself. So, I completely understand.
Yeah. It's even, taking it to the point of, when you're, going to do something and you're going to start doing something, having that premonition of, I don't think I can do this. And, having to hear from other people that you can, accomplish this. And then you do it. And instead of, only being proud of yourself, it turns into okay, I only did it because I had told these people I could, and they said it back that they thought I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, over the summer I was working on self-discipline, mental discipline, and I did good for a little while, but everything just happens all at once. So much stuff will get in the way, social media especially. I mean, over the summer that's mainly that I was scrolling on Instagram for probably half the day.
Yeah, that's me.
I mean, I would go to the gym, I'd go to work. If I had nothing going on, I'd literally lay in bed till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
All that stuff would get in the way, and then I completely lose my progress of any kind of mental discipline I was gaining.
Yeah, I turned to a lot over the summer. I turned a lot to social media, especially because more of my friends from my hometown were out of town and stuff. And I found myself just at home a lot and turning to social media, and then it's hard because then you turn to kind of, even if you feel like you're taking it in or not, if you see someone on social media has a better outfit than you or something like that, in your opinion, you're immediately kind of thinking that in the back of your mind, I feel like. And I feel like I turn to that a lot, and it's hard to turn away from that and be okay, let me put the phone down. And let me go find a hobby or something, which is hard nowadays too, because hobbies can be expensive.
And people judge you.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
I got judged for, I got judged for a lot of stuff, but drawing or, just doing crafts or
oh yeah.
You're having fun. You're being creative.
Yeah, what's it matter?
Yeah, what's it to judge? I mean, I'm not going to judge you for playing football.
Yeah, do what makes you happy at the end of the day.
Seriously.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that was a great little intro. So let's move into our first TikTok. Creator Melissa De La Cruz talks about her mindset shift and how to achieve more positive thoughts through daily affirmations. So let's take a look at that.
Okay, I love this topic so much because this is like a topic that I'm like die hard about. Because when I tell you I was the most negative person up here, the voice in my head, negative Nancy, bro. Like, she'd always be like, every time I'd try to be happy, she'd be like, yeah, no, you're not gonna be happy, we're gonna think the worst case scenario. And I just thought this voice in my head, like, I just thought we weren't friends. I thought I was never gonna be friends with her up there. And I was just like, nah, she's just always like this. Like, there's no way of changing it. And when I tell you the day I changed the voice in my head to thinking positive instead of thinking worst case scenario and instead of thinking negative, that was the day that I think like so much changed for me. And I genuinely, like, growing up as someone who dealt with depression from like a young age and anxiety and just so much mental health issues, I would have never thought that the voice in my head would be positive. So, are you ready to hear how I did it? So basically what I did, and this is just what worked for me, so take what you want. On top of meditating, like mindfulness, all the other stuff that I've always explained in all my videos, on top of that, you're gonna do this. Right now, look up a set of affirmations. Self-love affirmations, positive affirmations, affirmations about yourself that's gonna make you feel good. Just any affirmations that are gonna put you back in check. Like, no, you're the creator of your reality. You're beautiful. You're a baddie. Like, everything that you want is already yours. Like, all those good affirmations. You can come up with a list. I did like 30 because I was obsessed with affirmations. But you can come up with a list of just like 10, 20 of your favorites. Maybe 10. Let's not be too dramatic. You're going to write it in your notes and you're going to write out the top of it, like, affirmations, whatever. Now, this is the most important part. Every single time, and it might be multiple times a day, because when I tell you my shit was like every 10 minutes, every single time that a negative thought comes in your head, you're going to pull out the affirmations and you're going to be like, and recite all of them. You can recite it in your head. If you're out somewhere, you can recite it out loud. But whatever you're going to do is every single time a negative thought comes in your head, like, oh no, you're not worth it. Oh no, you're ugly. Oh no, this, like, just something negative, you're going to pull out that affirmation and recite it to yourself. And that's it. And when I tell you, after only a week of doing this, like nonstop, like 30 times a day, maybe a little bit more, my brain was like conditioned to only think positive thoughts. And now, yes, of course, occasionally I still get negative thoughts here and there, but that should change my life. And now I only think positively.
Okay, so after hearing that advice from Melissa De La Cruz, let's kind of jump into talking a little bit about that for a second. So, what were your initial thoughts in that video?
So, when, just by first seeing it, I feel like she's very, truthful in what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen any of her videos before, but even just her, the way she's talking about it seems very, real. Like, I would definitely, start this or try it because the way it seemed to change her, was amazing.
Yeah, she seemed just, super bubbly and positive, which is definitely someone who, I would strive to be. I feel like a lot of times I fall into kind of the self-negativity, just kind of, making me think more negative about, outside things as well.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part with the affirmations is, if you have a list of them, every time you're thinking it and then having to, pull out your phone or something, it'd be hard to remember. I honestly, though, I think it kind of gives me the idea of, oh, let me, write on, I think she said 10 affirmations, get the 10 affirmations and write them down on 10 sticky notes. And then put, one on my bathroom mirror, one on my makeup mirror, that type of thing, and then just seeing it throughout the day. Put one in my car, on my steering wheel or something like that. That way, and then just immediately at that point, you're seeing them, and as you see them, it's going to remind you. And you like just have that thing of read it every morning. And I think that's like the whole idea of reading them is a great like concept though.
Because I was thinking, I was like, you know, how are you going to remember, like, sometimes you don't even recognize when you're talking, like, you're thinking bad about yourself.
Like, sometimes it comes so naturally to us as humans. It's just like...
Yeah, so, like, how are you going to remember to pull out your apps or your notes to even look at it and then read through it? But, like, what if you don't even believe it?
Yeah, I think it's, like, it's good when it gets, like, really bad or something. Like, if you're having a moment of, like, you're sitting there and you're really... But it just comes so naturally that it's... Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, half the time, I don't even, you know, like, know when I'm doing it personally. Yeah. Because, like, I'll just be beating myself up over how I need to do better work or getting certain things done in my class or even clean my room. Yeah. Like, I'm, like, telling myself, oh, this is so bad. I really need to do this. Like, I'm a slob.
Like, I'm so messy, this and that. And it's like, you're a busy college student. It's fine. Yes. The world is not going to end. Yeah. Okay, so with that, let's move into our advice from Instagram on this subject. From Charlinda's post. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But they basically talk about how to flip negative self-talk into positive self-talk. So kind of that same subject. Okay, so after looking at some of that advice from Instagram, let's just go over kind of the subject as a whole, and talk about that advice just like we did with the TikTok. So, I agree with it. I think it's kind of the same thing as the affirmations. What I liked about the graphic on Instagram was that it was direct. Like, directly giving me an example.
Yes.
Of, like, what, like, I failed and embarrassed myself. That's so something that I would, like, say. Like, even if, like, not even I fail, but just, like, embarrassing myself is something that I get so in my head about. And I'm proud of myself for even trying. That took courage.
For me, the one on there was I've never done this before.
Oh, yeah. It says, I've never done this before, and I'll be bad at it. But the self-talk that's positive is, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn and grow. Yeah. I think that one's, like, a huge one.
Yeah.
Especially with things like, with jobs and everything. Because I feel like there's so many times that I've thought, like, this is such a waste of my time.
At that point, you just have to, like, just dive in on the deep end and just go for it.
Yeah.
And that's something I've learned since coming here was just, you're going to get embarrassed. Things are going to happen. It's life, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone feels the same things. You might as well just go for it.
Yeah, and, like, stopping yourself from experiencing things because of that fear of embarrassing yourself, especially with, like, maybe past things that you've, like, had trouble with, like, that you're scared. Like, I used to be called weird in high school a lot, and so then, like, coming here, I was, like, really worried about getting that same type of, like, I guess, like, title a little bit, and I feel like in a lot of situations, I could have like made more friends or put myself out there more if I would have been more okay with literally just being myself.
Yeah, that's completely how I feel. Like, I rather not do something, not because I'm scared of it, but like safety reasons. I mean,
Yeah,
like, personally, I don't know if I'm gonna go to a party on campus because like your drink could get spiked. But
yeah,
that's
like
just because like my mom taught me these things. You know,
yeah, like
she's
safety things versus like I would get scared to go to things freshman year, like the karaoke nights that we do and everything, because I'm like I wouldn't get up on the stage and do that and but like
mm-hmm.
I could have made so many more friends and that type of
Yes.
thing.
Yes. And one of the main things that I learned since coming here as well is just like I would hear it so much my freshman year. It's what you make of it.
Mhm.
And it is so true.
Yeah.
Like, I did not believe it until this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I mean, you really have to listen to upperclassmen, like peer leaders, just anybody, because they're honestly telling you the truth. They want the best for you. And when you go out and actually participate, you make friends. You have so much fun. Like, yeah, maybe weird
Yeah,
activities.
as scary as it can be and as like maybe like in the beginning it might feel awkward, but it truly is like what you make of it. If you just sit in your room all the time, then it's like, okay, this is so boring.
Yeah.
And it's like, but there's things going on. And even like if you don't want to go to like all the campus events, like going on a hike or something like that. Like,
Or going into town.
yeah, finding things to do.
Going to the toy store.
Yeah.
Love the toy store. Buy yourself a little stress ball. Bring it to events.
Buy some Legos.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I guess my thing, like this year, especially at the beginning of the year, I was like, I knew I wanted to get a job, but I was like, okay, I don't know how it'll go. And then I started with classes and everything. And I was just like, our classes don't go like really late or anything in the day. So I was like, I feel like I just have like half the day that I'm like doing nothing. And I'd go to the gym with my friends and we get back at like 5 or 6, eat dinner, take a shower, and I'm ready for bed
Yeah.
and everything. And so that's when I was like, okay, I decided like, let me go and get a job. And now all I want to do is like after classes, I want to work.
Yeah.
Like I want to go to work. I enjoy it, which helps that I enjoy my job, but it's also like I'm making something of it instead of just sitting there and being.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also like is a big thing with self-talk is don't make yourself so busy that you're not like having a minute, but also if you're just sitting there constantly on social media doing nothing else.
It's literally like poisoning your brain.
Yeah.
It's like it's all you think about. Even in class, like there's guys just sitting there scrolling on their phone, and I'm like, can you not just take an hour of your time to listen to the teacher?
Yeah, like even I get like that social media is like keeping up with people and it can be beneficial for certain things and in certain ways, but
Not with this brain rot.
it gets to a point where like there's like limits. I somehow accidentally set a limit on my TikTok. And I should maybe listen to it more than I do. Because I
think
just
one popped
typed
up
that
on my-
password in.
I think one popped up on my Instagram one time, and I said, "Screw that." Turn
Yeah.
it off. I love Instagram Reels because like you get some funny stuff on there.
Yeah.
But then other times like there's really good stuff on there.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's just that, that workout model who looks so good and is doing so good, and then I'm over here like, oh, I need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm so unhealthy and so bad for not going to the gym, but like I'm not unhealthy.
Yeah, I think a big part of social media is also understanding that like everyone's doing different things and at a different point in their life. Like I might see this girl going to the gym that's doing like bodybuilding or something like that, and she's talking about what she eats in a day. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should eat that in a day. No, because I'm not trying to enter a bodybuilding competition. If
Yeah.
you're trying to do that, like that is amazing for you and like go you're killing it. But if that's not what I'm doing, like that doesn't mean that I need to sit there and eat like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Or even like buying all the same clothes. Like
yeah.
you look around campus, there's 5 different girls wearing that same camouflage hoodie.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but, like, do what you like. Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to follow, like, fads.
Yeah, if you like following, like, the trend, the popular trendy thing at the time, then go ahead and, like, have fun with it. I sure do it. But, like, also, if you don't like it or if you're like, "I'm not sure I love it, but it's really popular right now, all my friends have it," that doesn't mean you need to get it.
Yeah. Like, don't lose yourself in it, because
Yeah.
that's also,
That's a big
mean,
part.
yeah. And a thing of, like, negative self-talk is you're like, oh, this person has it, I need it now.
Yeah.
You know, you're not only, like, losing yourself a little bit, but, you know, your money goes towards it
Oh,
and
yeah.
effort and time. So, like, it can really take a big part of you, like, and you don't realize it.
Oh, yeah. No, and, I think it was 2020 when COVID hit
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I literally, like, my school didn't really know what to do because we didn't really have an online school option. So I did nothing all day. And I was basically just, like, on TikTok, and I just, like, lost myself basically in, like, TikTok and everything. And, like, obviously it was kind of right in, like, early high school years. So kind of going through that awkward
Yeah.
time of finding yourself where, like, I think everyone goes through an awkward point.
Yes. Even if you don't show it,
Yeah,
I
there's,
know
like, that
people want to be prideful.
there's, like, that awkward time in your life, and I think it was going through that, but I think if I would have been going through high school normally and, like, not have been, like, just sitting at home, basically, my
Yeah.
mom was still working, so I was just home by myself
Mm-hmm.
on the internet, just on TikTok, doing whatever,
Yep.
and so that's where I think I lost myself a lot in that, and a lot of people did at the time.
Yeah.
And so that's a hard point, and I think that's something that we need as, like, a society should, like, recognize that,
Yeah.
hey, think
Well-
about that time.
Yes. One thing that I want to bring back, Vine.
Yeah.
Sorry, just throwing that out there. But oh my gosh.
Like, joy, like, social media that's only happy.
Yes, like, just like, it's just for fun, stupid stuff.
Yes.
It's not the brain rot that gets, you know.
It's not that you need to buy this.
Yeah, it's, you know, these, like, they even put it on Life 360. They put 6-7 on Life 360. What's the purpose of that? Like, the other icons make sense.
Yes.
What is the purpose of that? Just like, I mean, you don't want your child just going around saying 6-7. Oh, you're
No, I know.
skipping
Do you know
ribs, bro.
how many times that my mom and, like, my older sister, she's had, like, someone said it to her kids or something. I don't remember. It's something to do with that. And she had to call me and ask me, like, what does that mean? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, my mom's asking me, what is this, like, 6-7 thing? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, if we brought back Vine, like, and just deleted all other, like, social medias,
Yeah.
I feel like everything will go back to normal. Like, we just need to be kids again.
Yeah.
Because especially for, like, our generation, like,
And, like, yeah, our
COVID
generation
messed
younger.
up a lot.
Yeah.
We relied on social media way too much, especially during COVID. Like, we were scared to go outside, but, like, I mean, it wasn't necessarily too airborne, but, like, you could go play outside. You can go
Yeah.
take a walk. And nobody did that.
Yeah. That's one thing I wish I did more was go outside during COVID.
Yeah.
I'd go on walks with my mom after she got off work.
We
It was
did
hard though
our-
because I was like right when I started. I think it was. I actually don't remember. I think it was right when I started driving or like right before something like that. So I couldn't
Mhm.
go many places. Something
Yeah.
like that. Okay, let's move on to our next topic. How to become your own safe space. I think that's a big thing with social media is not relying on social media, but also not always relying on others because it's hard. You see people on social media are obviously going to post the times that they're with their friends and everything, and understanding that that doesn't always need to be you. You can do your own thing and it's fine. Yeah.
Like, half the time it's not even real life.
Yeah, half the time it's either not real life, or if it is, people are only posting on social media the happiest parts most of the time.
Yeah.
There are a few creators who are really open and honest, which is amazing to be because it's opening a new kind of realm to and like layer to social media of like
I've definitely been
it doesn't
seeing a
all have
lot
to be
more of it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, But when it first started, it was definitely everything has to be perfect. And that can have a really negative effect on people because it's hard to separate the fact that what you're seeing online is only a portion of someone's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's dive into the first TikTok from Tiana Lee Healing. And she talks about accepting your emotions and finding peace with yourself and those emotions.
I stopped fighting against my emotions and telling myself I shouldn't feel this way and getting frustrated at myself because I'm getting triggered again and I'm feeling this feeling again. And I started to shift my approach to myself in those moments and realized I need to honor these parts that are feeling this instead of condemn them and criticize them and tell them they shouldn't feel this way. Like, can I soften just a little bit and connect and honor what I'm actually feeling? Honor the frustration, the sadness, the disappointment, the anger, whatever's coming up in me. Notice it in my body. Like, notice where that energy is. And then talk kindly to myself and to my inner child. And I'm just so appreciative, obviously, of this work and like how far I've come and why becoming a safe space for yourself is the foundation, and healing the relationship that you have with yourself and healing your trauma and healing emotionally and being the love and the support that you like want to feel, that you want to be for yourself, right? And it's such a beautiful gift to offer that to yourself now, to slow down, to really like connect more to your body, to yourself, to attune to how you're feeling, to what you need, to be more gentle and compassionate with yourself, not perfectly, but consistently.
Okay, so let's talk about that video for a minute, and then we'll move into the Instagram advice. I really agreed with everything she talked about in there. I think that's something that we oftentimes get so busy with that we kind of overlook. And I think that's a lot of the struggle of everyone gets so busy with life, and you might get frustrated with something. I know I do this, or like get sad about something, but oh, I'm too busy to think about that right now. And then when you have that minute to yourself, you kind of break down. That type of thing.
Yeah. And I think, like, with that, too, it's just a matter of, like, trying not to bottle it up as well. I was a little confused on what she meant by, like, how did she phrase it? Like, respecting those emotions?
Oh, yeah, like, honoring them.
Honoring them?
Yeah.
I was a little confused by that, but, like, when she talked about it, like, I understood, like, you have to take that time and actually, like, address it.
Yes. Yeah.
And know that you're feeling it. And, like, it's okay to feel these things. We're human. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And just, like, especially with me, I've, had a lot of anxiety since coming to college. So I've had to figure out how to deal with it and regulate my emotions. So it's a lot of, identifying what I'm feeling and working through it in my head.
Yeah. I think that's like the hardest part, is that a lot of times, I know for me, I've become so used to pushing those emotions down. And so then when I feel the emotion in that moment, I'm going to ignore it so much to the point where I might be like masking it or something.
Yeah, and you just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, at that point, like, sometimes it feels like you're in a situation where you can't express that emotion.
And like she said, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent.
Yeah.
That is so true, but it's also so hard to keep up and be consistent.
I think it's hard with any like situation with school too, because you might want to just take a second to yourself in your room, but you have a roommate most of the time, so you can't really have that second.
You never know what your day's going to look like in classes. Like, you never know what assignments you're going to get. You don't know how your professor's going to be or other students.
Yeah. Like, I think that's why it's so important to just be like, to just like open and honest about it. Like, if I wake up and I know like, and I'm just kind of not in the best headspace that day, instead of just like pushing on and pretending I am, and then maybe like snapping at my roommate or like pushing off an assignment in class, like that type of thing. Being open and honest and just be like, hey, I'm not in the best mood today, like, and like accepting that within yourself, and maybe even if you need to, like, expressing that to the people in your life.
I do that.
And not even using it as like an excuse or anything, but just letting people know. Because as humans, we're only in our mind. So like, we're never gonna know someone else's
Yeah, we can try all we want and
perspective,
make all the
yeah.
assumptions we want,
Yeah.
but it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, so I think like literally if people just said what they felt all the time, it'd make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of odd, but I think that goes with honoring those emotions.
Yeah. And especially with like, because even like the confrontation you have to do within yourself, learning to do that for like to others is a huge thing.
Yeah.
I've had to learn confrontation and it sucks.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what the other person's gonna say no matter how many scenarios you run in your head while you're in the shower. Like I'll just be talking through stuff in the shower and then like that's not how it turns out.
It's scary. Yeah, it's definitely scary. I feel like there's been so many times that like even with like my friends that I'll be like sitting there talking about something and they might say something that upsets me, and instead I'm just gonna, in the moment I should just be like, hey, that kind of upset me. But that's so hard, and I'll end up just like pushing away and being like, and isolating myself more, which isn't good for anyone or any relationship.
I had a situation like that and like it simmered for like a week or two. And then finally I just told him, I was like, I didn't appreciate, that you kind of said it this way.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, why is that? And I explained it to him and he's just so blunt. He just doesn't give out the information.
Yeah.
Or like give the why unless you ask for it. And I was like, he's like, just ask. And I was like, that seems like.
It seems like so like.
Seems like I'm bothering you.
Yeah.
Like I wanna feel that you're open to talking with me, and if you're not, you can express that. But I need to know. Like you can't just, I'll ask something and you can't just say no and then walk away.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who likes that reasoning, so it shuts you off. Like you said, you isolate and you don't want to ask those questions, and then eventually it all just explodes.
Yeah, and it ends up being worse when it explodes and becoming a bigger thing.
Yeah, and I mean, who wants to deal with this big drama situation when you can just address it then and there when, like, emotions are not high?
Yeah. Okay, let's, sorry. Let's get some advice from Instagram from the Self-Care Space, and they have a post that talks about self-trust and the importance of having your own back. Okay, I'm going to read it and then I'll hand it to you. Or I can just read it out loud.
You can read it out loud.
Okay, it says, what is self-trust? Self-trust is what happens when you learn that you can handle anything that comes your way. When you have your own back and make choices in alignment with your values. It's when you're radically honest with yourself, even when it's hard. It's learning that you're someone reliable who can be depended on to meet your own needs and ask for help when you need it. Do you want me to read it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Self-trust is what happens when you learn that you can handle anything that comes your way, when you have your own back and make choices in alignment with your values. Okay. It's when you're radically honest with yourself, even when it's hard. It's learning that you're someone reliable who can be depended on to meet your own needs and ask for help when you need it. Okay. I think that this is like a really good just like basis of like a definition of self-trust, because I think when you hear it, it's like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I trust myself.
It's like that full circle moment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can trust yourself, but not to like a full extent.
Yeah.
Like, there's some things that you don't want to be honest with yourself about, but it's literally on your brain.
Yeah. And like, hold on, I'm gonna open it up and read it again. Like, or like skim over it again, and I'll hand it to you to skim over as well. Yeah, I think like the big thing I think the part about, okay, wait. Sorry, let's just like break it down.
Yeah.
Sentence by sentence because it's a lot. So the first part is self-trust is what happens when you learn that you can handle anything that comes your way. Yeah. I think that's something though that's not something that life just comes with. You have to like learn it as you go.
And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily see that as self-trust, but just reliance on yourself.
Yeah.
More like self-reliance, because I mean, if you can't do, like, oh my God.
If you don't think you can like do something and accomplish something, then you're not going to be
Or like
able to
actually do it.
Yeah. And like knowing like in yourself that you're actually, okay, yeah, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do this. Like that's a big thing with planning classes. Like freshman year, I had an 8 a.m. and then I was like, I barely made it to that class. And so like learning, okay, 8 a.m.s are not for me and everything. And then like whenever we got to my sophomore year, I took an 8 a.m. 3 times a week. And I was like, yeah, I can do this. And I barely did it. And I think that's like learning that, yeah, like I might have thought, okay, I can't do 8 a.m.s and stuff. But then I was like, let me just try it out. And it might have been difficult. And I know, okay, I'm going to try and not do that again. But I know that I can.
You know your limits.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And not even with just school stuff, but like, especially in college, you're drinking.
Yeah.
Knowing your limits, know when to say no. Like, that's a big thing too. And just being conscious of it in your head. Because a lot of people, like a lot of girls aren't like there about it.
Yeah. And I think too, like with a big thing with the self-trust, I lost my train of thought as I was saying that. Yeah, I think knowing your limits, that ties in with boundaries and learning your boundaries with people and everything.
And even like self-boundaries.
Yeah, and that's something we're going to talk about in the next episode. But yeah, I think that's a big part. The next sentence is when you have your own back and make choices in alignment with your values. I think that's another huge part of self-trust.
Very.
Because there have been plenty of times where I don't have my own back, where someone might say something to me and I'm going to yeah, that's true. And it's like, okay, let's like take a second. And that doesn't mean not admitting to like your wrongs and stuff. Just like being able to admit to your wrongs while also standing up for yourself with like, hey, I was wrong here, but like this did make me feel this.
Yeah.
And I think that goes along with honoring your emotions.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to go behind your own back and say something that's against your values?
Yeah.
When they're literally your personal values.
Because that's going to do nothing but end up like, and it can sometimes,
that's just going to make you question
yourself. It can feel hard
yourself.
growing up because you're like, okay, like maybe the cool kids do this or that type, that type of thing. But sticking with your values and like everything, not only is it good for your self-trust and good to follow your values, but it's also like, it's so good for things like self-esteem and everything, because as soon as that breaks, your self-esteem is like gone. And I think that's a big part of growing up is learning that. And
that's
I think
big thing too.
Social media's influence can make that a lot harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier with like the fit girls at the gym doing all this, I mean, they don't talk about how like it takes time to build muscle or lose weight or gain the weight you need if you're unhealthily skinny or just that part of it, like it's not real. Like they don't tell you all the cons. It's just all the pros.
Yeah.
That's all they want you to hear, and just then you go against your own values to try and do something.
Yeah.
And you're like, if they're your values, you need to respect them and honor them. Like in the last thing, like if you don't honor them, then what's the point of having them?
I mean, even like think of yourself of like, I'm going to treat myself with the same respect that I'm going to treat others and
Yeah.
everything. If someone else has values, I'm not going to sit there and try and push their values and be like against them and like make them uncomfortable with that. So why would I do that to myself?
Yeah. Like, I mean, again, like, I'm not going to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if you've got different values or you do something different, go you. I'm
Yeah.
not going to push it. I'll respect it
Yeah.
as long as it's not pushed on me.
I think that's the biggest thing is just like a respect thing
Yeah.
of like
A lot of
being able to
people-
respect.
Yes. I have noticed so many people have lost genuine mutual respect.
Yeah.
And it just kills me to see it, honestly. I grew up with, respect your parents, listen to your elders.
Oh, yeah.
Just the respect who's above you.
Mm-hmm.
And just mutual people. Like,
I mean-
we're all people. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that's
I
like
could get going.
I think that's like a big thing that social media, one of the negatives of influence of social media
Mhm.
is we've lost that sense of respect, and it's turned into not only with that's how I was also raised, but also with like simple things like, okay, well they did this to me, so I'm going to do this back to them, or that type of thing.
Yes.
Maybe we just be kind.
Yes.
Maybe
Or
we just
even,
be
like,
kind and nice and like,
sometimes when people are respectful, it's seen as, like, stupid or, like, a joke.
yeah,
Like, it's
When it's,
not.
like-
It's a genuine human decency.
yeah. And just because I think a big part of that is that sometimes people look at respect as if I'm going to be respectful or kind to someone who is mean to me or this or that, it's me letting them get away with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's very different.
Yeah.
I
like,
think
kill 'em with
having-
kindness. I mean, like,
I think having respect for others and having respect for yourself is that self-trust. And then I think you can do that while also saying, hey, this wasn't right to treat
yes.
me like this.
And then honoring your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a way, honoring their emotions
Yeah.
and just getting it out there in the open because, again, we can't read minds.
Yeah.
And having that self-trust in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
that was contradictive. Having that self-trust to allow yourself to speak up.
Yeah.
Because for me, I did not have that self-trust to speak up because, I was never good at comebacks. Like, if somebody comes back at you and you
Oh,
just,
yeah, same.
sit
It's always
there-
like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Like,
But, like, you don't always have to say something back.
yeah.
You can hear them, you can think about it, and then come back to it.
Yeah, you don't immediately have to
You-
respond to everything.
Yeah, and you don't have to, like, clap back with an insult.
I think that's the biggest thing too that I've learned with, I guess a little bit through social media, like in high school and stuff. Like my friend might text me something and it's like they're mad about this. Okay, take a second, breathe, think about it, think about how they might feel, how it made you feel,
Mm-hmm.
rationalize it, and then respond. You don't have to immediately respond to everything
Yes.
all the time.
And, like, I feel like that's a thing that people expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't respond, they think they're mad.
Yeah.
And, I mean, me especially, like, I know I think that.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of, letting them take their time and then coming back and hearing
Yeah.
them and actually listening.
Yeah.
Because then you can process your own emotions again and have a civilized conversation because apparently that is not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm an RA, so I've tried to explain that to my resident, like explain something to my resident. And he's just coming at me with, you're the RA, you're supposed to know everything at all times. I said, am I God?
Like,
I said, I'm not the all-powerful. I was explaining to him the situation, and he just wasn't listening. He's like, you're supposed to take care of it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, if he explained it to me the first time we talked,
yeah.
I could have fixed it
Yeah.
right then and there. But you were too amped up because these boys ran in your room and started beating you up on the floor. Not literally, but like,
I was like,
not literally.
oh my gosh.
But he's like, Billy, they just came in my room. And I was like, were you were the one yelling. That's why I came out here.
Yeah, like,
I was like, he just kept going and going. And I was like, and like a week later, he comes back and he's like, why didn't you do anything about it? I was like, you didn't let me explain.
yeah.
It's like, you didn't take a minute to breathe
I
for
think
me
that's,
to even get a word in.
yeah, and that's something that we've really lost in today's
Yes, because
society.
even in social media videos and TikToks, you just see like fights and arguments and
yes.
text messages going back and forth so quickly. You think
Yeah.
that's how life is. But It's really not.
Yeah, and I think that I feel like that pretty much covers the next sentence of what's when you're radically honest with yourself, even when it's hard.
Yes. I mean, you're not going to want to admit to yourself when you're wrong,
Yeah.
but you
And-
literally know you're wrong.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that, and it's hard to admit it to yourself, and it's hard to admit it to others.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's such a big quality is learning how to admit you're wrong and saying that you're sorry.
Yeah, I don't like admitting when I'm wrong, but I still do it.
Yeah, because no one's perfect, and I think that moves us into the next part of learning that you're someone reliable and you can be dependent on to meet your own needs. And the biggest part that I think in this is ask for help when you need it. And I think that goes hand in hand with learning to apologize.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, that wraps up our first episode with Bella. So that would be episode 4. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who's followed this journey. Have a blessed day.